Hi everyone, and welcome to this Promise class, Counseling/Sociology 131 here at Lake Tahoe Community College. The official title of the class is College Success for Lake Tahoe College Promise Students. So very obviously this class is directly tied to our Promise program, and all of you being in this class are Promise students. And we won't go through all the aspects of Promise, what you get, that's a part of the class and a part of what we'll be getting into this quarter. But if you're familiar with our flyers on Promise, you know it's a very popular program. We have, I think, over close to 100 students enrolled this quarter in fall 2019. And going forward, we hope to get even more students. And so this class, it has this title of College Success. Really, it's the class that gives you insights about LTCC, who the people are on campus, what are the major offices on campus, what are some student events you might be interested in. If you're struggling with things in your class, how can you get help from our tutoring center or from other opportunities or offices on campus? So everything related to helping you be more successful as a student at LTCC is really what this class is all about. I'm not going to spend a lot of time today going through this. This isn't a fully in-person class. We will use our Canvas shell for turning in assignments, and from time to time, if there's an announcement about an event, or if there's something related to a good activity that maybe you could use for part of your credit as far as attending one event per quarter, something like that, I will include that on our class shell. I'll also use that for your grading and tracking attendance and that kind of stuff. But the main class itself, it meets in person, so just be sure to see which time your class meets, because there's different sections offered. You only have to attend one of these class sections per week. That's the official class you're in. The class meets for 2 hours or 2 units, and that amounts to about 2 hours per week, or 1 hour and 50 minutes. It's not a labor-intensive class in terms of there being a lot of work, but I will go through some of the assignments. It's important you complete those assignments to successfully pass the class. The class is graded as pass, no pass. So you either get a P on your transcript or an NP on your transcript. You want a P, obviously. Not too hard to get that, so we'll go through today how you do that and what you have to do to be successful to get a pass in the class. Since I'm going through this in class, I won't go through the syllabus extensively, but it's chock full of details. So you'll notice on page 1, we talk about the Promise program, the class description, all of my contact information. I'm located in this office, B101A. If you enter the college, you take a left through those double doors, walk down the hallway, and I'm just right here. It's like probably 50 feet just after you turn the corner and go left. So you'll see my office right next to B103. If you have any questions that come up, if you want to contact me, my email is on here, my website, and so forth. So feel free to get hold of me. Obviously, I'm the facilitator of the class. There will be quite a few special guests. Today I was working on a special guest list and doing calendar invites, and it's a cast of not thousands, but quite a few people will be coming in. And the reason for that is, if we're going to have a conversation about student life, you need to hear from people directly involved in student life, not me. I can talk to you about academics, I can talk to you about DE instruction and education, but we want the real experts to talk about the areas that they know best. And that's why you're going to see quite a few people coming in as guest speakers. So past page 1, you get a lot of the class policies. It talks more about the Promise contract, it talks about plagiarism, discussion of meta majors, and then starting at the bottom of page 3 is all the information you need to pass the class. So attendance, the grading in a class, which will consist of 3 short written assignments that you'll submit through Canvas. Those are the assignments in a class. Basically, attendance is you have to attend 8 out of 11 classes. I will track attendance at the beginning of every class. If you miss part of a class, if you leave early or come late, you'll get partial credit. So you just want to make sure you have enough components in this class that you've received satisfactory passing on, and then you'll pass the class at the end. And we'll talk about more of that in class itself, just in case you have any questions. The bottom of page 3 kind of sums this up. The only way to pass the class is to receive a satisfactory on 11 elements in the class. So 8 out of 11 classes attended, and then 3 personal reflections, 2 during the quarter and 1 a final reflection. The reflections are very brief. They're 50-word assignments that you'll submit through your quiz tab here in the Canvas shell. Again, all work that you submit other than coming to class, which you have to obviously physically come to class, anything you submit will be directly done through Canvas. I will not accept any written or paper assignments. I will hand them back to you and say you have to do them on Canvas. That's just going to be my stipulation. So basically, to pass this class, you have to successfully complete 11 of the total assignments. 8 of those would be 8 out of 11 classes coming to class, 2 out of 5 of the reflections, and 1 out of 1 final reflection. What I recommend to you is maybe as you see these assignments coming up, and that's listed on the syllabus later here, starting on page 5, maybe get those out of the way early on. They're not that long. You can knock them out probably in less than an hour, and then that way you don't have to worry about those later on. So it's just a recommendation to think about. I have on page 4 the word proactive, and I'll be stressing this throughout the quarter, talking about you should be proactive in the class. What is the definition of proactive? It is creating or controlling a situation by causing something to happen rather than responding to it after it has happened. So proactive means you plan. You do things ahead of time. You don't say to yourself, oh, I think I'll do my assignment that's due at 1 o'clock. I'll do that at 12:30 the same day. Being proactive means you think about things ahead of time. This will be relevant not just to your academic success, but your future success as a worker, as someone seeking a career, as someone seeking employment. Many of you have employment already, but maybe you want to advance and move up and get a new position and new training. So being proactive is something we all have to do. We all have to be planners, particularly in the world in which we exist in now, where there's a lot of uncertainty around the corner. If you ever watch the news, there's all this uncertainty, whether it's natural disasters or our political system in Washington, D.C., or the threat of violence on our streets or whatever. So being proactive is a great way to think about this class and being successful in life and also in your academic pursuits. On page 4, I talk about all that required work. Again, it details it very clearly. I also give my policy on late work, which is no late work. There will be a counselor check-in. Christy Ellingford is our faculty member counselor. You will be required to check in with her twice per month. One of those will be in our class. So it's really key. If you miss that class, even though you say I only have to attend 8 out of 11 classes, guess what? If you miss your required check-in with Christy, you're going to have an issue. So you're going to have to meet with her personally a second time additionally outside of class if you happen to miss that check-in. And if you're curious, go to our classes. You can see week 1, it'll be underlined, required check-in with lead Lake Tahoe College Promise Counselor Christy Ellingford. Make sure you track those dates. What I recommend is get a highlighter, I don't have one handy here, or a pen, and highlight those due dates. I always tend to underline everything if something is required for that day, be it a check-in with your counselor or an assignment that is due to Canvas. So just be sure to look out for those. Okay, then on page 5, you could see here, this starts the calendar for the class. I'm not going to go through this, but it's listed by week 1 through week 11. Just look if there's any dates that we're going to be missing that are marked as holidays, depending on what quarter you're taking this class in. We will typically do a makeup on Canvas. That'll probably be a discussion, but be on the lookout for that. I'll have more information posted. But basically what the class will involve is as you go through every week in the quarter, you will see different topics. For example, week 4, we're going to cover career planning. Week 3 will be LTCC services and campus activities and clubs that you can participate in. Week 6 will be financial aid. Some of this may vary depending on when you're taking this class, but the syllabus will list the topic for the week, the date of the class, where it's meeting, all that kind of good stuff, and then just some of the topics that are involved. So just be sure to follow along with this because it has all the information that you need to be successful in the class. And at the very end, you also have the meta majors here because we will be talking about the meta majors during the class. Now, to go to the web page a little bit, when you get logged onto Canvas, and if you're struggling to get logged onto Canvas, what I recommend is go to our main website. And the easiest thing to do is you could use these menus, but if you just type online, you will see a tab. It's the very first one, so type online, then you see online learning. This will take you through everything you need to know to get started. So this will talk about the resources, frequently asked questions, and it will tell you how to log on. The right-hand side here, it says log on to Canvas. Click on that, and that will get you started. If you have a Canvas account already, it's going to just load up immediately. And then next time you can just go to your Canvas or go to your app, which I really recommend the Canvas app. Very handy way to track your work in the class, and also to just even do an assignment. It's perfectly fine if you want to type in your reflections. They're only 50 words. You want to dictate on your phone, submit it here. I'm absolutely cool with that. However it works for you, works for me, as long as it's grammatically correct and fulfills the requirements of the assignment. But once you have Canvas and you have your logon, this has logon information about Passport and everything, requirements, then all you have to do is log on to Canvas, and then it'll take you directly to the class shell. This is going to look a little bit different. I'm still developing some of this, but the areas I would recommend you look at, again, would be your grades, which will have your grades for the class as I update those. It's going to look a little weird. Everything in the class will be worth 1 point. And so basically you need to get 11 points possible to pass the class. And I'm doing it just because it's pass, no pass. It's not a class that is going to have a lot of graded assignments. I will review and grade your assignments, but they're not going to be graded at the same level you would an academic class, because this is not an academic class. It's really a success class focused on who we are at the college and introducing you to some strategies for success. But definitely check out your grades. That's one area to look at. Second, look at the syllabus, because you'll get your printed one in class, but for redundancy's sake, I also have it repeated here. It's the exact same syllabus, top to bottom. It may have some links in there and so forth, but that's everything. You could also download the PDF and save that to your computer, to your phone, whatever you want to do. So the syllabus is key because it has every single date. That's the one document I really recommend you track the whole quarter. We will not have reading assignments in the class. If there's something I want you to look at, like an article on, say, financial literacy, I will go ahead and link that in class on our Canvas site, or tell you about it in our in-person class when we meet. So be on the lookout for that, but you do not have to purchase any text for this class. The other area you would want to look at is click on quizzes, and that will be the area where you submit your reflections, your 2 reflections out of 5 during the quarter and your final reflection at the end. Very easy to do. You'll just click on this. It will have a text box. It'll say, please in 50 words do the following. You hit submit, and that's it. And then I grade it, and then you can check it on your grades. Again, if you get a 1 out of 1, that's key. If you get a 0, the assignment doesn't count and you have to do another assignment. I haven't talked about that, but if you miss, if you're not going to hit your threshold and you're starting to notice that because you're being proactive, you need to talk to me immediately. We'll discuss opportunities for potential makeup, but it will not be a guarantee. So really, you need to be proactive and not try to rush at the end of the class and say, oh no, I didn't get this done, or there's no way I'm going to be able to hit my required 11 on the threshold to pass this class. What I'll say to you is, unless there's something totally legit, I'll ask you to take the class the next quarter. So it's pretty important that you follow along and make sure you're tracking your own grade in this class to be successful. Aside from that, there'll be some other things happening on the shell. I will hold that until later. I'm not going to say a lot much more today other than to welcome you to the class, Counseling SOC 131. I hope you're successful in this class. I hope you enjoy the journey as we start the Promise program here at LTCC and really offer you an opportunity to not just get a degree or to transfer or to get a new skill at the college, but to do it in a really affordable, if not almost completely free manner here at LTCC. So please don't hesitate to connect with me in our class, talk to me before or after class, come by my office hours here at B101A, and I'll be happy to help you be successful here at the college and give you some insights about maybe what that might involve. So good luck, and I will talk to you soon.